We meditate during the games.
Actually,
No,
we're
but
convulsing.
You know what we're doing?
We're meditating so hard.
We're sending so much energy down there and like elevating their frequency. We're like, run the ball, push them. Yes.
Wow, the imagery. Oh,
I know. I pictured General Palpatine like going like, like. I know what you thought in your head. You're like, oh, I didn't know we were gonna be that unhinged.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Do I Know You? Can we stop? Elephant in the room. We're in a studio! This is so exciting, y'all, because truly, we've been online, we've been on Zoom, but today, the guests we have, we literally could not contain the energy to Zoom, and I'm gonna introduce them in a second. But this is Do I Know You? I'm your host, Jordy Ray. Do I Know You is the only talk show in the world, the entire universe, that interviews siblings and children of celebrities to get into all things identity, taking up space, owning their voice, owning who they are. Sure, our siblings, our parents are influential to us, but who are you at your core? That's what we're gonna figure out today. I'm Jordy Ray. My brother is Draymond Green. He plays for the Golden State Warriors, and I started this talk show because I felt like there wasn't space for us to own it and have a playbook with other siblings and children of celebrities, and so that's what Do I Know You is all about. Today, you are in for such a treat. I have two of my girlies here, Air and Mia Hutchinson. Their brother is Aidan Hutchinson, star of the Detroit Lions, but they're the stars in my life. So that's why we're gonna talk to them today. Air and Mia, welcome to Shy. Welcome to Do I Know You?
So excited to be here. Thank you so much.
No.
That was an epic intro. That was epic.
It was so hard for me to not look at you guys because I'm like,
Yes.
I feel like the energy between us could start an earthquake. It could start a wildfire.
Yes,
Yeah.
a tsunami.
Nature is healing. Did you notice today you came to Chicago, it got warm all of a sudden?
It was freezing this week in Detroit.
What happened?
No.
What is happening? You guys brought spring.
Mother Nature did this.
No.
She brought us together.
Mother Nature healed. Thank you both seriously so much for coming on. I know y'all have the busiest schedules of life. So when you were like, oh, we're coming to Chicago, get it together. I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's work it out. How do y'all feel? How are we showing up today?
Amazing.
Yeah, just like that, period.
Amazing.
I always look at it's so the dynamic off the rip here.
Yeah.
Mia is like the older sister and is like very, very chatty, very talkative. I, through my life, have taken the back seat, so I let her talk for me. So people ask questions and I'm immediately looking at her. I'm like, what do I think?
Girl. I know that's why I'm like, I'm not talking this time.
Oh no!
Yes, I've had enough.
I know.
Actually, no, she takes the cake.
No,
yeah, you really do. No, more than me. I'm serious.
No. I could tell that was the dynamic because we were all in a group chat, and I literally felt so bad blowing up Air's phone because I was just like, I feel like it's just Mia and I talking, and then last night you're like, oh hey, I'm here. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm like, period. I understand.
People make group chats. I'll respond. 2 months later, she'll be like, oh my God, I didn't see this until just now. And I'm like, well, they wanted that. Whatever they wanted was 2 months ago.
Got it.
So,
yeah. Well, I feel like that's part of the sibling dynamic. I mean, y'all seem very close. You seem very close with Aidan. Your whole entire family seems like it's just one tight-knit, just force is the only word I can use. What has this family dynamic been like throughout your life? Just tell me a little bit about how you grew up.
I feel like we get this question so much because we do really come off as a front. But I mean, honestly though, we were always that close. We always just did everything together. And I feel like the first story that I always tell is that we danced together. Before Aidan did football, we all did competitive dance 6 days a week.
Legit competitive dance.
He was dancing, all three of us danced.
Yeah.
So my dad, he's an ER doctor. My dad's an ER doctor, and just knowing so much about concussions and putting little boys in football at a young age, he wouldn't let Aidan play tackle football till 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's playing flag football, and then skateboarding. He was also doing competitive dance, but we had a huge group of very athletic dancers, and there was about 20 guys on our team, and our coach was actually a male as well. And he was super every production was theatrical. It could have been something on Broadway. And all the guys would come in and they would be partner with the girls, but Aidan loved it. And I think that's my favorite intro into this conversation because I mean, people are starting to realize it now with Aidan that he used to dance. And they're like, oh, is that how he got so agile?
I'm crying.
Aidan, I know. He's like, well, he jokes. He's like, that's how I got my spin move.
When
All those pirouettes.
let me just say this. We'd have to take ballet. Everybody was forced to take ballet.
Yeah.
Aidan and the boys would literally hide in the bathroom the entire ballet class. So I'm not really sure he actually got his agility and
No, but they did hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip hop and jazz and like isometrics, like thinking like So You Think You Can Dance.
That
was
crying.
No, but the spin move. Aidan can still do pirouettes. We'll be in the kitchen and I'll be like, pull a quad. Hit me with a quad right now.
He knows the terms too.
Oh yeah.
Quad,
yeah.
quadruple.
Yes.
Period.
I know.
Honestly, that tracks so much because in the bathroom, we were talking about the sister effect, the cool sister effect.
Okay. Yes.
Do y'all feel like Aidan is the man he is? Sure, maybe he had his own character values, but it really comes down to the girlies. I tell my brother, let's not forget who's behind all this. Don't play.
100%.
Yeah.
Amen.
A story to this, actually. In high school, Aidan... So me and my best friend, and then Aidan and one of his friends, we kind of like dated each other's friends. We'll just not talk about that.
It'd be like that.
But anyway, he was such a good boyfriend because of me. Truly, I'll never forget this. My friend would be like, I would be like, why don't you just like go surprise her with flowers? Why don't you go put them on her porch? Why don't you? Oh, she's sick. Go get her some soup. Guess what he did? All those things. He was the best boyfriend ever because of me. And then I was sitting here like, damn, my boyfriend sucks. Like my boyfriend needed a sister like that, like for real.
I'm crying.
Yes.
Take some notes, please.
Oh yeah, it was a direct reflection of me.
For
Their
anyone who doesn't
relationship.
know, the sister effect is when a brother is wearing a shirt or an outfit that's horrible.
Yeah.
And the cool sister will tell him, you're not leaving the house like that. You look horrible. And then he goes and change. And and then period.
And then he's all of a sudden all the cameras, all the paparazzi.
Yeah, everyone thinks it was all him, and it was not him. That's like the definition. I would say.
It is.
No, I think
but that's
you're
so true
right.
though. We are so. I think what it comes down to, I don't want to say blunt, but we are so honest with each other. I don't know if you're the same way with your family, but almost like to a fault.
Sometimes a little bit too honest.
It can come across as sometimes a little rude, but it's all out of love.
Yeah,
it's all out of love because
exactly.
I don't want to leave the house looking like something if everyone else thinks I look like a.
Exactly.
Who knows? God knows.
God
knows what.
Can't even say it.
No, exactly.
Literally.
So
no, that tracks. I remember. Okay, so let's just get into it. Singer, pop star. For those of you who don't know, Mia is quite literally that girl. We're going to include the clip of her singing the national anthem at a Lions game.
That's the only song I know how to sing.
No, actually, she sings it in the shower. She sings it throughout the
The
house.
most patriotic girl I know.
No, because I have to practice.
Pointing at that flag.
Listen. If I'm going to manifest singing it next year, I have to keep
Would you
practicing.
do it again?
Yes. Oh, in a heartbeat. I would love
I'm
to
coming
do it
next
again.
time. I'm coming. I need to see that live.
You know, please do. I'll invite you.
You know what would be
No, like,
fun?
literally.
We've been
I just
thinking
invite
about
myself.
it.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You're there with my family.
Aiden kind of sings too a little bit. He plays the guitar.
He does. He will play the guitar, and we
trio because I will play the tambourine.
Yes,
In the
there we go.
background.
And they cannot
Tambourine.
sing without the tambourine.
No, you can't. How are you
force
gonna
her
get
to
the rhythm
sing.
of it? You can't.
Girl, you need to sing. She did musicals too with us growing up.
Are you denying your theater kid
She's
background?
denying-
No.
No,
Not the
never
theater
that.
kid background.
Oh,
I
this is a
embrace.
surprise.
No, I embrace the theater kid background.
Okay.
But I always got parts. Shout out to my theater director. I always got parts that miraculously didn't really need to sing that much. And the little parts I would sing, it was hit or miss. I would black out right before I went on stage, and then it was like. You watched me.
You were good. She was the White Queen. She was Madame Giry in Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't really sing though.
She could maybe hold a note.
She could hold a note.
But
that's the thing. You could like harmonize with me. We could harmonize if you would allow it.
I
think you need to
I like
open your-
tambourines.
She's so
Okay, she's not open to that, but I would personally like to see a tree. I mean, that would just be so cute.
Wait. Do you sing?
So the question was, I was a theater kid. I can kind of relate to you. I feel like later on I got better, but I was in Shrek the Musical, and honestly, don't hate because...
But we love Shrek.
What were you in? What were you?
Well, that's a great question, Air, because they had to make up a role for me. I was literally the Mad Hatter. They just called me insane. That's all they did.
Oh my God,
it was awful. I had to like make my own costume, kind of like it was literally horrendous, but I ate that role up and down.
That's fun.
It was fun. Right? And the real theater kids know that Shrek is one of the best soundtracks out. So let's not hate
the soundtrack to our childhood.
Oh yeah.
I mean, literally like that. It does not age.
It doesn't age at all.
Why doesn't it? Why?
It doesn't age at all. Wait, so you're a theater queen. You are saying you're not a theater queen. It sounds like you are as well. But let's get into the pageant. So for those of you who don't know, Air is a pageant girly. And like, not just a pageant girly, Miss Michigan USA 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't play.
It feels like that was 10 years ago.
Does it?
I swear to God.
We've lived a couple lifetimes.
I feel like I have gray hair now. I'm aged. I went back to the pageant this past weekend, and I was like, no, I didn't do this. There's no way I actually did
feel
that.
the same.
No.
Wow.
It's insane.
So tell me, how does one get into pageants? Like, I feel like obviously everyone's gorgeous, but at what point are you like, because you have to, I think people don't realize it's not just like the little wave. It's like community service, it's talents, it's all these things. Like, what was that path like for you?
So I started because my mom actually was Miss Michigan Teen.
Shut
1988.
Ooh, 88.
Yes.
What a legacy.
So I like would dress up as her for Halloween. I think I was like oh my God, I don't know. I wore like, what are they? Combat boots with like a gown and her little like sash for Halloween.
Yeah,
I thought I was so cool. So after
She
that,
was. And no makeup other than an eyeliner wing.
Oh, yes.
That was thick.
but you can see it on my face. I was like, I am a badass. And no one can touch me right now.
Ghost white makeup and the eyeliner wing with
Ghost
the Miss Michigan
white.
1988 sash.
I think I was 9.
I'm in true 80s fashion, honestly.
Yes. Oh, yes.
As you should.
So kind of after that, I've always wanted to do that. So my mom would never put me in very young. So I kind of waited till I was a little bit older. I did my first, and I was never like in pageant culture. I was never like a pageant girly.
Yeah.
I
Pageant Patty?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dare say?
I was not a pageant.
I've never heard that.
I was not a pageant
Patty.
patty.
Is someone who's like
1980s
coiffed
pageant
and ready.
Like
wow.
like they have like the big
like
hair.
they play into pageant
Pageant
culture.
Patty.
Yes.
Is that like
It's pageant core,
in
and we're not-
Hairspray, like Miss Baltimore Crabs kind of girly? Okay. Great,
Yeah.
great.
So I was like I was never that.
Okay.
I was like basically like in 8th grade. I'll just like, give this little vignette.
give us
Give a
context.
vignette. Yeah. So in 8th grade, I went to a Catholic school, and we had like streamer day, right, at church, and we had to go to church and do this whole thing. Everyone had like pink flowery dresses on. I wore like this black like tutu dress with combat boots, and the year I graduated, they actually changed the rules to say you weren't allowed to wear combat boots.
Shut up.
To streamer day. Yeah, because of me.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the rule book the next year, and it was iconic.
Wait.
It was absolutely
Imagine someone
iconic.
literally saw you.
No, literally.
Next
These
year,
adults
banned.
for no reason.
Yeah.
It
was a little bit too like
combat
that.
boots. We need a Doc Martin sponsorship for you.
I mean,
'Cause this
I
is
wouldn't hate that.
Aiden started wearing Doc Martens recently.
He does.
It seems like Doc Martens.
Doc
We
Martens.
need a sponsorship.
Yeah.
We need you to come to Do I Know You. Keep it going.
But anyway, still, I wasn't like a pageant patty. Like I didn't. I always like said I hated pink. I wasn't gonna wear pink. I was gonna be like black.
Yeah,
basically.
period.
Okay, so yeah. This is
Oh my
another
God.
story. This is another story.
another
but okay,
topic.
anyway, so I did like one baby pageant just to like warm up, and then I only ever competed for Miss Michigan. So I did Miss Michigan Teen 3 times, never won, and then I was kind of never gonna compete in pageants again.
Yeah.
And then I took my MCAT for medical school in college. So this is many years later, and I was a wreck. I was a hermit. I literally lived in my room for like 4 months just purely studying. It was bad.
Wow.
The self-care was
And
on
not
the-
Was that your
Existed.
freshman year when we lived together?
No. That was my senior year of college.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I was.
You were long
far
gone.
older.
You were
I was
long
long
gone.
gone.
You were
Yeah.
gone.
So I did the pageant once. That after that, I was like, I'm a week to prepare. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Just to like have fun.
Yeah.
And that's when I met Tamika.
Shout out to Mika. We love you, girl.
out to Mika,
our
frickin'
mutual friend who
frack.
introduced us.
That
Frickin'
was
frack.
literally the best part of that pageant. I literally did it for fun. I'm so embarrassed at my performance. It was horrible. I didn't even practice.
Wait, what'd you do?
Nothing. It was just bad. I couldn't walk. It was bad. Anyway,
your walk is everything.
It is.
Right, you have to like strut kind of, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Aren't there like coaches to like help you walk?
coaches.
And at this point, I didn't have a coach. I just did it for fun.
Yeah.
After all these years, like brushing off the cobwebs. Yeah. And then I was never going to compete again because I had medical school like coming up.
Yeah.
So the year came, I found out that they randomly like turned the pageant or rescheduled it to sooner in the year, like not so it wouldn't be during medical school. I was like, maybe I'll just try it one more time before med school. And I actually trained for like 8 months. I like gave it my all, training, walking, interview, onstage question, all the things. And then I went and then I got into medical school and won Miss Michigan in the same weekend. And I deferred medical school for a year.
Oh my god!
So that I could be Miss Michigan. They let me. They're chill about it.
That's amazing. It's so smart.
Yeah, it was like literally a month after Aidan got drafted to the Lions too.
Yeah, it was insane.
So it was like Miss Michigan and then like all of a sudden like Detroit Lion and we're like, oh my god.
I know your parents were like,
God.
Whirlwind 2022?
Yeah.
Was that this year? Yeah.
That was,
So
it
that's
was like
why
the
I
most
had to do
insane
something
year.
and I had to sing the national anthem. Like I
Okay,
couldn't just be
but
the sibling that was
she
left
had-
behind.
What is in the water? Because it's your no, so literally your entire family is like popping off. It's like your parents had to be
You know what's in the
so
water?
proud.
It's steam distilled water from Ab So Pure.
Period. Sponsorship? Me just calling out all the sponsorships.
We've emailed them.
Have they responded?
No.
Okay. Well, they have one last shot to get you before the price goes up.
Yeah,
On this interview.
right?
There we go. But anyway.
That is so amazing, though. So, do you feel like I know a lot of women have different opinions about pageants, and you said your mom like kind of kept you out of it for a little bit. Yeah. How do you feel like if you were to have little girls, like what's your opinion on like that world?
Okay.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Really, really quick. Because mom and I were just talking about this the other day.
Perfect.
Because my mom, before pageant, she actually modeled for many years.
Your mom is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
thank
insert a
you.
pic.
Well, she's
stunning.
Insert pic. But her heart is just so pure and such a heart of gold. Like she's our best friend. But I want to say, actually, we were just talking about this. She's always told us this, though. She never wanted us to go into that just because she ended up going to New York, standing in front of Eileen Ford, who is one of like the...
Isn't she like a huge name?
Yeah.
The Ford model agency.
What they would do back then, was it 90s? Mm-hmm. They would make you wear a leotard and nothing else. And then they would put you up on a table and poke you with sticks and tell you all the parts that are too big, too muscular.
What?
And my mom said
Isn't
it literally
insane?
traumatized her, and they said she wasn't, whatever they told her, she wasn't good enough, she wasn't skinny enough, whatever. Because that was the era of the king the waif.
Yeah.
The wafer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she
Thank God we're
always
not in
said,
that era
I never...
anymore. Like, thank you.
Yes, but she always said she never wanted us to go through any of that. If we wanted to and approached her about it, that was one thing. But she always made it known that she wanted to empower women rather than tear them down. Yeah. So she actually took up photography when we were little babies. And then she was photographing us. She actually started her photography business. And it was family and child photography. And then eventually shifted into like feminine portraiture with like young girls who were not models. And that's super important because she loves to empower and lift them up. And you know what? You can feel just as elevated and just as good. Because honestly, I know like a lot of people are like, oh, I like pictures, whatever. It can be very vain, right? The era of the Instagram model. But people who have never really had a really amazing photo of themselves, when you see yourself in that light and in that power with a beautiful dress and looking like you've never really seen yourself, it really does something to your soul.
Come on.
And elevates you. So anyway, that was always what she said when we were like growing up and always empowered us to feel that way. So it's interesting. Do you feel the same way?
That was a great segue. You ate that.
Yes. Right?
With your
transition,
kids.
creative writing major.
Literally. Yes.
But yes, are you going to be like that? Are you going to pass that on?
It's hard because on the outside, there's a lot of things. Like before I was Miss Michigan that I loved about like the thought of doing pageants, right? The training, all the work you put into like working towards them. But it's now that I have like been on the other side, there's a lot of things that are so like wrong with the whole
system.
Whole system.
Without saying too much, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I went to Miss USA and there's a lot of things that were So when I was Miss Michigan, I struggled a lot with like, because you're supposed to obviously want to be Miss USA and train to be Miss USA and do all that. But I found myself while I was training for that, I didn't know if I wanted to be that.
Wow.
So it was like I was having this like struggle, this identity struggle inside, because it was like they were really at the time they were really sexualizing Miss USA, and I'm like, I want to be a doctor. And right now the prerequisite to being Miss USA is like being the super sexy
like
icon.
hypersexualized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of like Marilyn Monroe-esque.
Princess eyes. Like
Yeah.
too big, too wide.
Shut up.
Like that they needed to be more sultry. They'd be like,
right
close them a little.
right after I won Miss Michigan, they were doing a shoot of me, and they were like, okay, like you're Miss Michigan, not Miss Michigan teen, so let's make you look sexy. And I was like, oh, that's not really like my look. I'm not like I'm not like the sexy look. Like I'm like a big smile kind of girl. Like I'm not like that really. Yeah, literally. And they were like,
I look unhinged instead of sexy?
yeah, I know, really.
me. Yeah.
And they were like, no, how about like instead of like looking at us like with your big eyes, why don't you like try to like smolder them and like look sexier? I was like, I can't. That's literally not how my eyes are like circles. They're not. They aren't gonna do that. Like I can't do that. Wow. And that also happened at Miss USA. They were taking our headshots in the pool. We looked naked. I was already off the bat. We had like bandos on, and it was like taken in the water like this. And I was like, oh, like can I smile? That's kind of like my thing. And they're like, no, like they want all your headshots to look like sexy, so you have to do that. And I was like. So the whole year, and
basically you were trying to be who you were.
Exactly.
You were not trying to be someone else, right?
I was like, I was resisting the organization the entire time because it just wasn't me. I mean, obviously every kind of couple years, whenever they have new management, it's a little bit different. Some years it's more focused on like scholastic. Some years it's more like professional. My year just happened to be the year of the sex pot, and that was like probably the worst year for me ever to go in there because that's not me.
And the irony and all that too, like they're like, oh, empower women, be yourself, and then when you're yourself, I mean, it goes back to the idea of do I know you? Like you have all these different entities, I guess is the word, like saying, no, you need to be connected to your brother. Or for you, maybe it was like, you need to be a pageant girl, but you're like, there's more to me.
Oh, yes. So that's what I did my entire year when I won.
Wow.
And I made this really awesome like montage at the end of my year where I like explained everything. And I worked with kids the whole year. I worked in the hospital. I had this little bit that I loved doing, and I would get crowns because I felt like, you know how in Mean Girls, Katie Heron like gets crowned at the end, and she's like, okay, this is, and then she cracks the crown and starts throwing it to the crowd.
Once you have it, you realize.
I was like, I can't just like walk into the hospital wearing a crown. Like the little kids like love it because they think you're a princess, but like I feel silly, especially since this is going to be my profession. So I would bring like a basket of crowns and I'd pass it out to not just the kids, parents, adults, whoever, teenagers.
The little boys who wanted them too.
Yes. Crowns for everyone. So I did that my whole reign. I'd even like just I'd like walk into like, if they were having a fair or something, I would like walk in, no plan, and then kind of start like a whole thing and pass out crowns to all the kids and meet everybody. And that's kind of what I focused on my year. And it was so fulfilling and so great. So I know there's great things that can come from it.
Right. Yeah.
So I think I'd have to just approach it a similar way as like my mom did with us, and see if that's something they like, and then kind of, work through that with them.
Yeah.
Warn them about everything that you went through and say like, this is your choice.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, you might have different experiences than me, but yeah.
But it is hard. One of the biggest things I think I love about pageantry too is you have to kind of have your life together before you go in, and you have to be able to articulately express that. Right? That's like one of the biggest things.
Tough.
Like when you walk into a room, you want to like look confident. But to me, like unless you're going to be a runway model, that doesn't really matter that much, right?
Period.
And for me, that didn't really matter. So obviously I had to work on the walk just for the whole package. But for me, it was like, I want to be a good public speaker. Like that's an incredible life skill that's really hard to develop.
Yep.
So I remember when I was little, and my mom would be like, oh, like let's my Grammy, actually, she was one of my pageant coaches because she coached my mom.
This legacy is crazy.
Like I told you, my Grammy, who texts me all the time and is like, are you doing your voice lessons?
Always.
Like, you better be practicing.
She's here for the girls.
She will literally go to the ends of the earth. That's what she did for my mom when she was going through her modeling. My Grammy was and she was a single mom and working to literally give my mom anything like she desired, anything she dreamed of. And mom always told us, that was actually, this is something so like poignant that I just love that our parents taught us, is that nothing that you want to do, you cannot achieve. It doesn't matter what it is. If you set your mind to it, you're gonna do it. They said that with us with school. If you just try your best, and then I mean, I don't care if your best is a C.
Period.
Whatever, right? You're
Give it
gonna
your all.
give it your all, and that was always just what they would say growing up with like things we wanted in life. Which I don't know. To me, like, I feel like now I so appreciate that. I mean, I knew in the moment, but like now looking back and like, I want my kids to remember that too. Like, you can do whatever you want. I don't know. I know everyone knows it, right? You know, you can do what you want.
But do you know though?
Right.
Do you
Is
know?
it like,
That
exactly.
comes from, it's so much, there's so much like deep shit that we could talk about right now, because knowing yourself and who you are doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out, but just having the confidence to know like it's all going to work out in whatever way that like it's supposed to, and having that trust. We were just talking about that on the way here. Just everything will work out. I don't even know why I'm going on this tangent. Why did you say that?
No, someone needs to hear that for real. I mean, I just think about how many, you know those memes where it's like someone's like picking at, like they have like a hammer or like a pick and they're like hitting at the rock and they stop like one more strike before they get to where they're supposed to be. But it's like, man, if someone, you know, like you can have all the inner confidence you want, but sometimes you need that reinforcement from family, from friends, from whatever. And it's like, man, if someone had just told me one more time, like, Jordan, like go one, like
just keep
one
going.
last time. Exactly. You never know. I mean, think about you at the pageant. Like if you hadn't gone again, I mean, seriously, and like you with singing and music and like it's a life of rejection, these auditions and being told no, like
so true.
you really have to keep
I got actually
going.
rejected from the University of Michigan, was it the musical theater school?
That school is so good.
It's so good.
Which,
Like, I'm not like mad at them at all, because I like
it put you on a path to where
No,
you
it
are.
did.
fair,
No,
but it's just
You had a
crazy.
whole different life.
Yeah,
You went to
literally.
that school.
I don't even know if I don't think I can like look back on anything and like have a regret, because I don't think anyone should be able to do that. I mean, I think that you should look back and be grateful for where you're at now. Everything led you to this point. And again, I feel like I'm speaking in cliches. Like everyone knows these things. Like anyone can spout this off. But I feel like you said, it's the people around you that help you get there. We just did actually.
Wait, now you guys are doing a Do I Know You pre-show.
Wait, I love this.
That's what this is all about. And so you talked about your mom and how she impacted how you saw pageants and things, but you're a photographer.
Yes, I'm a photographer too. Okay, wait. This is
okay. So my dad
joke about this all the time.
Yeah, we didn't mean to. None of us
meant to
follow in our parents' footsteps, but it kind of just
all
happened
did. Oh my
gosh, 'cause
organically.
doctor and photographer.
Well, and Aidan
and my dad played football.
Did
At
he?
Michigan.
Yeah.
He played, and he was number 97 at Michigan, and Aidan went to Michigan.
Was
he didn't tell my
97.
dad, and he picked the number 97 for legacy.
Yeah.
So Aidan football, dad doctor, area doctor.
What?
Mom photographer, Mia photographer. So we're like, do
Wait,
you just like copy
whoops.
what they do? Like, are we even our own people?
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know. But no, so it just happened to be,
Totally.
I don't know. I grew up, I didn't think I was going to be a photographer.
Yeah.
I did creative writing as a major. I took all the photography classes in college, but I don't know. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something creative and fun, something that fulfills me.
I wanted to be a pastry chef.
Oh, here he is. Oh my god.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
multiple cake businesses growing up. I was an entrepreneur.
You did.
I had
You
a cupcake
were-
business.
Oh my
Wait, no, you did all the hot girls now used to have a cupcake business for real.
Oh my god.
But that's wild, and your path is so different now.
Oh, I have no idea what happened.
What happened to the cupcakes?
Your path is
I
so
don't know.
different now.
I know, that's a different conversation. We're here to talk about y'all. For real, we can't even get into all
I know.
that.
You know what
It's hard having
the fact
one-sided
that-
conversations.
I know, because
We wanna be like,
we haven't
tell us
talked
your
in
story.
person yet. This is why I want to ask you so many things.
We will. Yes.
I know, we
yes.
will. But it's hard for me to not ask and like store them for later, because I'll probably forget anyway.
No, it's okay. We'll come back to all of it. Should we do a part 2, guys? I mean, we need like part 3 and 4. And I'll come to Detroit next time.
For the rest of eternity.
We have a lot to
Yes,
unpack.
come as co-host, literally.
We do.
Well, okay, so you're also, though, the social media manager for Aidan. So do you
Yes.
feel like that kind of just fell into your lap with a creative path?
Yes.
You love your family. It's a perfect blend.
For absolutely. Because I was a photographer, I think just honing my skills over the years, and then Aidan coming to me and being like, look, you know, I really only trust you guys. And we kind of all like collaborated, and we were like, I mean, this kind of like makes sense. He doesn't even really care about social media. Yeah. He doesn't really care about fame.
He's probably the worst client to have ever, because you'll be like, oh, I have this great TikTok idea. He's like,
I don't want to be a TikTok boy.
I'm crying. You're like,
and you're like, well, this is literally my job.
He doesn't
what am I
want to
supposed to be doing then?
The cringe. Like, he doesn't want to be the cringe guy on TikTok.
Man.
He doesn't. So that's why I fell into the role of just managing everything social media wise. But I also help dress him for game days, which is funny.
Well, me too, technically.
You do too. We all help. We all find just
pieces
like,
for him.
He doesn't have
Wait,
time
what's
to
the process
scour
of this like?
Okay,
it's
well,
very
I'll tell you
chaotic.
my part. Okay, so basically, Aidan has like a partnership with Nike.
He does.
And he gets like an access code through the Nike website.
Okay.
But it's like it takes hours
a different
to
site. It's Nike Elite.
Yeah, it's
Right,
Nike Elite.
right. Yeah, you get a code you share with your family.
So you gotta like sift through the site to find all your stuff.
Yep.
And he doesn't have time, so he's like, you just you take my login, you be my sifter.
Great. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Sifter.
So
Great
I mean, it has its perks.
Official title.
I throw things in the car every now.
That would look good on me.
Yeah. Ooh, she'll like screenshot something, be like, do you want this? And I'm like,
Yeah, I do.
So I like find pieces for him on there. Mia does more of the planning.
Yes.
And the non-Nike pieces.
right.
Yeah.
I will contact suit makers just for different events and like, because he doesn't want to wear a suit every single game day either.
Yeah.
He's like, he wants to look swaggy too,
Yeah,
not just like suited up. But there was this hilarious game day fit. I wonder if we can insert it. For Halloween. It was not Halloween. It was the day before. It was the Raiders game. It was a Monday night primetime game. And it just so happened him and Taylor Lautner kind of formed a relationship over the last year.
Glad you brought this up. I needed to know how this happened.
Yes, okay.
Great,
So
great.
here's the story.
Okay, great.
Taylor followed Aidan on Instagram, and then Aidan followed him back, and they just started like DMing because he is a huge, huge Lions fan. He was born in Grand Rapids.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
He's a Michigander?
Yes,
I
know.
huge.
Isn't that crazy? I know.
Wow.
So he moved out to LA though when he was young to pursue child acting.
Yep.
So anyway, he's DMing Aidan. It just so happened to be that I don't even know how this all went down, but last summer, just because they were talking a lot, and he's like, I got to come out to a game. Aidan's like, oh yeah, let me know whenever you want to come.
Right.
So just their agents got in touch, and the Lautners ended up coming to our suite on the primetime game. It was a Halloween game. Aidan none of us had met them at this point.
Yeah.
But Aidan was like, I want to do something really funny. And he decided for the game day fit that day, he was going to wear a giant XXL Shark Boy costume.
Crying.
Yes.
9-0 to Shark Boy Lava Girl?
Oh yes. When Taylor was 12.
I thought you were going to say like
Twilight.
Like Twilight, yeah.
Oh no. It had to be the
OG.
Yes.
I'm screaming.
So that was one of, he doesn't wear a costume for every game day fit.
Really?
Although I would love that. That would be fun.
That was the literal most ill-fitting costume. It was so bad.
I have to send you a picture.
Yeah, please send it to me. I want to see it.
It is actually just the funniest thing because it's very ill-fitting in certain places. And you're like, oh, okay. But we thought it would be so funny. So he did this, and he also had a goatee at the time, which like, I don't know. I'm not into that.
Sisters weren't a fan. Sister
effect, Aidan, come on. We're telling you we don't like it. But when Taylor saw it, he was literally roaring. He was so, he like couldn't even believe it. So then the next game they attended, it was him and his wife, Tay, boy Tay, girl Tay.
Love that.
Yes, so cute. They came to a playoff game at Ford Field, and that was their next game they came to with us. And Tay and Taylor, yeah. Boy Tay.
Shark Boy.
Yes. Yep. Ended up ordering a 97 bomber jacket. He wanted to surprise us. But it didn't. It was like a bomber jacket from Kristen Juszczyk, whose husband plays on the 49ers, and she designed two bombers for Taylor Swift and Blake Lively, something like that. But it was so random. Taylor Swift wore that bomber, but Chiefs version to a game that weekend. And then right after, like that same weekend, Taylor Lautner did not even know this was happening. He had also ordered for that same weekend a bomber, a 97 for Aidan. But it didn't come in time. he was like freaking out. He's like, I wanted to surprise Aidan and the Hutchinsons, and it's not coming in. So Kristen Juszczyk had to, oh my God, she had to call FedEx. It was literally the night of the game. We were all at Ford Field. He's like feverishly texting. Kristen had to call FedEx. Somehow got in touch with the CEO.
Shut up, the CEO of FedEx.
Who was like, okay, I got you. The package was in Memphis. This was an hour before game time.
Shut up.
He had someone private jet it to Detroit, and then a private driver drive it to the field, literally drive a golf cart
to the field
with a package
and delivered it.
Yes.
Y'all are lying to me right now.
No. It was so...
For a jacket.
I don't even want to know how much that cost.
I know. We're like, it was
probably
nothing.
What?
But it was iconic. It was perfect timing.
He's ripping it open on the field, and he takes out, and there's this 97, and he puts it on. He's like, I'm suited up. It was like,
and we were all like,
it was his like,
yes, cool.
It was like he had to suit himself in 97, just as Aidan suited himself in Shark Boy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was like a tit for tat.
Was Shark Boy your idea, or was it Aidan's idea?
We were talking about, because I've been begging him to wear a costume.
Like every
to a Halloween game.
Like something
we're
really
such
funny.
huge
We love
costume people. And
we'll dress up for literally anything.
It's a theater kid.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
He didn't want to be too out there, but I was like, come on, we're unhinged. Let the
unhinged.
people
Let it
see. And he's
happen.
unhinged too. But we're just now
like
letting
he's
little
just
hints
showing
of it
to the world.
out.
You think he's just probably more comfortable? Like, you know, you're like settling to the league.
Yes.
Things
Yeah.
are a
He
little
didn't want to
bit.
be like that cringy rookie.
The rookies can be so cringy.
And he had the
Yes.
potential.
Yeah,
He did.
But thank
That
God
guy.
for the cool sister effect. Y'all steered him back. That is literally I'm going to be thinking about the jacket story forever. And I remember I ordered some hair extensions and I called basic customer service and FedEx and they didn't give it to me. So maybe I'm going to call y'all to make like 5 calls.
To call Taylor, to call Kristen, to call the CEO. Yeah.
That is so wild.
The connection now.
Period. And now we have it. I mean, I feel like it's just such a testament though, honestly, of like what a good tight-knit family can do. And you mentioned something that I want to touch on. So you mentioned that Aidan was like, I don't know if I can like trust other people to like run my stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
Not that he doesn't have good friends, not that you all don't have good friends, but there is a fear, I think, generally of what's out there. I mean, my brother, he talks a lot in the media. And so we see
Oh my gosh.
we see a lot of responses. And
So you're like,
yeah, you're like, And I do feel like because he, you know, is very vocal, let's say outspoken, I think a lot of people feel like they can be outspoken towards our family and say crazy things. And, you know, they feel like they can match the energy. And I always say you have the right to do whatever you want and say whatever you want to say. I also have the right to say what I want to say. How do y'all feel like y'all have adjusted to maybe criticisms or just adjusting to, you know, a new level of attention and spotlight on your family?
first of all, that was a really good, that was like a 10-minute ago, like tidbit that I dropped. So that was really good. You really reined us in and circled back.
I'm right here with y'all. We're locked in right now.
I will say, kind of off the rip.
Yeah.
You know, you see comments. It's so hard not to read comments. I think the first time I ever, realized that people were commenting about us. It was like the first time we were kind of public. Was during the NFL draft. They posted this video.
2022, right?
2022. They posted this video of all of us when we were huddled in like a little family circle, like
Around
doing a pep
Aidan
talk to Aidan
before he got called to the Lions.
Yeah.
Cute.
And they posted that on the NFL, and people, that was like the first time we've really been public like that. I think that was the night where kind of our Instagrams kind of got flooded with follows.
Yeah.
Before then, it was just like normal, right?
Yep.
And it's like a shock to the system because people are saying things that you're like, where are you getting that from?
Who are you?
Like literally. And I, like not just our like harping on our looks, harping on how close we are. People love saying weird things. Sweet Home Alabama, weird things. And you're reading it, you're like, come on, man.
That was like only like one.
No, that
Was it a
comment,
couple?
that comment is still
Shut
used.
up.
Yes.
I mean, so in y'all's video, I'm an NFL sister. Of course, I love that video.
Yes.
You said something like, of course,
Husband.
people call Aidan my husband.
That was in college too, right?
I don't know if people just don't know, so they see Aria Hutchinson and just think it's like
Now they know
Mrs.
more, though.
Hutchinson. People
Now they know more.
We've
But
gotten those
before,
comments
this was in
way
the
less.
past. Yeah, it would be like, I mean, people just don't know, and they'll just take to social media to just
rake you over the coals.
Whatever they think.
But it's such a good description.
What?
Rake you over the hot coals.
What's hard about it, not as much when they are attacking us, but when they're attacking, like, if I see something attacking Aidan or something that happened during a game, all of us, I think, at one point or another, you whip your phone out and you're like, you know what? You're just going.
We actually
off.
write drafts.
Yes,
but we never ever send them.
We never do.
Sometimes
we will.
Look at this.
Or we'll like go to a personal DM and we'll be like, especially if they come after my mom.
Ooh,
we will literally just.
They have though.
Because people say the most out of pocket stuff that they don't. They actually make up their own narratives and then put it out like it's fact.
But then
you're like,
you know what? It's like spreads like wildfire because I've seen this actually on other like celebrities' posts.
Yeah.
Someone comments something that it would have never occurred to me, but then you see 50 other comments of the same nature. I think it's the beehive mentality.
Yes.
Not the Beyonce
So
beehive.
I
love
never that one.
Yes,
Not
never.
Queen Bee.
No.
The like mob mentality.
Mentality.
Exactly.
I just like one example of this.
Yeah.
My mom was at some like award show with Aidan a couple years ago, maybe
The NFL honors?
No. Maybe, I don't know. But on Twitter, people were writing in there like, why is she so skinny? And then people started coming in and saying, oh, you didn't know she has cancer. And then everyone on this whole thread is like, oh my God, prayers for them. Didn't realize she had cancer.
No, first it was, oh, you disgust me how much plastic surgery you get. First of all, just want to come on the record and say she has never gotten plastic surgery. 1, 2.
And if she did, okay.
But then it's
like literally at the same. Who cares?
But then it's like, yeah, right, whatever. But
she didn't.
But she didn't. But which is why we're like,
yeah.
How do you even? What is making you say this? And then people are like, no. That's so mean. She just has cancer. So please pity her. No, I'm literally.
And we are all sitting here like
reading the comments.
Who is making this up?
To me.
Yeah,
they're telling their stories.
Thanks for informing us.
Oh my God,
it was horrible.
It was
so none of that's true.
No.
It's all true.
No.
The rumors are true. The rumors are true.
But
that is wild.
Where are you coming up with this?
They
Who's
just
telling
run
you
with
this?
it.
But then other people were like, yes, I heard she has cancer.
Oh
I'm so
my
sorry.
God.
No, you did not. You literally did not hear that. So, but that.
Shut up.
So anyway,
I digress.
I digress.
But we love people though.
Yeah.
We love them. Okay.
Well, the fans are great, but
Yeah,
I mean,
fans
there's
are great.
extremes to everything.
Exactly.
There's
exactly.
extremes.
Well,
Yeah. So
we
true.
will say overwhelmingly everyone's been very positive and very supportive and kind.
Yes,
but
we want to. Yeah,
it is hard.
It's
It's
to
not
be
all
known
bad.
that it's not all bad.
But you
there
know,
are those
when
stories
there's that
stick with you,
and
that
also
you're
when
like,
when there's those really severe comments,
Ooh.
you just rocks
They
you a little
sting.
bit. You're like, oh no,
That
one hurt.
hurt.
I will. We're getting better though. That was more in the beginning.
We
Now
are.
we laugh more. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's honestly just hilarious.
Yeah.
It gets
It's
to
so
that
funny.
point where it's
You have to
comical.
laugh.
You have
You
to
do.
laugh or cry. Like
I choose to laugh today.
Just to laugh. Take a moment and just honestly deal with it however.
Yeah.
And then let it go.
Yes.
But I think we are actually getting a lot better
Yeah.
at it. Just because we talk about this so much. We actually we kind of wanted to start a House of Hutch podcast. This was like a year ago. My mom was like, we want to just come on, just the whole family. I feel like it'd be really fun.
I love that.
But we were like, we can't care, especially when we start the podcast. We cannot care what people think or what people say,
Man,
you know,
yeah.
because we're going to be ourselves. I mean, you cannot just be someone else for all the other people who want, you know.
Yes.
So I think recently we've been talking about how to just navigate, you know, criticism and negativity. And I really just think my mom's like, don't feed into it at all. Just step back and know that it's an illusion. We actually say that a lot.
Wow.
That this is an illusion.
good.
Fame
Wow.
is an illusion.
you're the
It's
wise bird
spot-
today.
Literally.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just spinning bars.
Whoa.
I know. Why am I like Master Oogway right now?
I know.
You're really crazy. Keep going. It's all an illusion. Because you're right.
It is an illusion. I would say the spotlight, fame, all of it. I mean, really, you don't take any of this with you. You don't take the criticism. You don't take the material things when you go. So I don't know. Just live your life and be happy.
Come on.
I think that's
And-
also why we try to channel a lot of, especially like the spotlight we have into other people and like with
Yes.
Hutch Heroes. And
Yes.
I have a nonprofit and,
Yes.
you know, we
Yes.
all do like a bunch of our own things to give back.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
try to like, yeah, you're going to post about the events you go to and all that. But we really like, you have this platform.
Yes.
So you might as well put light on others who maybe need it, more than we do. So that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
And that makes it all worth it. And it makes like what other people's opinions of you, it makes them matter less, right? So you're like, I'm not even here for you. I'm here to for
the kids.
Let's show everybody else somebody. Yeah.
Well, it's all ego anyway. It's just all such a show.
It is.
And
it's all fake.
So
it's
easy.
all
made
fake.
up.
Yes.
It is so made up.
It's so easy to get caught up in, though. I think especially when you're trying to push your business on social media and you can't help but like look at other people and maybe compare. Oh my God, who said this? Someone recently said that comparison is not the thief of joy. It's judgment. When you compare, that's a thief of joy, because you can compare and it could be neutral, but it's when you judge yourself or someone else, you think someone's inferior to you, or you think you're superior, you're inferior to someone else. It's all just an illusion. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge others. I don't know. I probably am the worst about comparing myself on social media. I'm on social media so much. I manage social media for House of Hutch for Aidan, and there's sometimes I want to like turn my phone off and chuck it.
But you can't.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I
Your
can't.
whole job.
It's literally
So
her
I
life.
think it's so important to set boundaries,
Oh my gosh.
especially with socials. Like, do you have the timer set on? But you ignore it.
Ignore it. Like,
I'm like Apple. Yeah, I'm on TikTok right now.
I know. Exactly.
Ignore the time limit. But
I just don't look. I can't. I cannot look.
Well, that's why it's
I know
nice
myself.
for me though, because I'm in med school. I'm studying all the time.
Yeah.
Unless
I don't have time to look.
I don't, right? Or if I'm on Instagram, it's a quick swipe, a quick post, and then I like throw my phone away and I'm not looking at it. I can't even imagine being on it all the time, because even when I was Miss Michigan and I had to be, I was like constantly on it. I wasn't in school. I was constantly on it. It's hard to keep up. You always think you're behind. Gosh. It's tough. It really is.
I know. That's why I think turning it into because what we do on House of Hutch, we have every week, or every game day, I should say, Aidan writes, well, actually, I'll go back. It was really funny because Aidan carries his huge gallon jug around with him everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. People started, yes. People started commenting, oh, it's like his purse. He literally has it with him. Like, he's holding the handle and it's never not with him.
Always.
Every game day walk-up photo,
his accessory,
he has it.
He chose it. He didn't get permission with us to do that. He just decided
Yes,
to do
this
it.
is my
purse.
Yeah.
So he decided last season that he wanted to start writing kids' names who either have cancer or are suffering from life-threatening illness on his jugs.
Wow.
Because it's the spotlight, right? You're getting photographed, but how can you use the spotlight to help somebody else and not just soak
Reminds
it in?
me of Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield when they were dating, and they would be walking around. They'd hold up a little cardboard thing, and it would
I
be
do remember seeing that.
Yes, you could insert pic.
Yeah, we got a lot of pics insert.
Wait, like the cardboard guy who would?
No, they have it with them.
Okay.
And I love him. It's not him. No, they'd be walking, and if
cardboard.
they see a paparazzi, they just hold it in front of their faces. So and it would be someone's GoFundMe or look into this organization.
I love that.
Yeah, it really is
brilliant.
But that's how Hutch Heroes started, because actually Owen Gibbons, #Owen Strong, he is a kid from our alma mater high school, Divine Child. He last summer had an accident when he was on vacation with his family. He dove off of a boat and ended up being paralyzed. And he was a football player at Divine Child. He's doing fine now. He actually came to one of the Lions games when Aidan met him officially, and his dad and brother, and they were so sweet. But the perspective that we get from meeting these kids, I mean, it could be Owen, right? He was the first one. That's how Aidan got inspired and highlighted Owen for the first game against the Chiefs.
Wow.
And then every game after that, it was a different kid. Either we know so many kids with it's called DIPG. It's a
what is that?
It's a brain cancer, right?
childhood brain cancer, and
Yes.
there's the survival rate is 0%.
Because it's
only
on
last
in
at most a year.
a year.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, but because it's on a part of the brainstem that is inoperable. So it's just so sad. But Tammy Carr at University of Michigan, her son passed away at 5 from DIPG. So she started but her life was taken into a completely different direction from that. They raise millions and millions of dollars every single year with their organization to fund and do research for DIPG.
Oh
so
my gosh.
we've become very entwined with them and their story. And Tammy will let us know about kids that she sadly hears recently got diagnosed, but they might need a little pick-me-up. So Aidan will use them and highlight them. I mean, It's could brilliant. Be anything.
Well,
it could be
and
any...
then it's awesome because we'll even... we'll like meet them after a game. And I think, a lot of times a lot happens during a game. By the end, you're like, there's so much going on.
So overstimulated.
And like, if you lost, like you're really upset, you're really sad. If you won, like you're, you're on cloud nine, but then you like meet these kids after and it like brings everything back to like the ground.
It doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't.
It's a ball.
It's
kind of like this too shall pass, right? For us, it's like even the highs will pass, even the lows will pass. But then when we meet them, it's like, none of that matters. That was all an illusion. Yeah, you're gonna do all the things you need to, play football, win, but like at the end of the day, like it's not life or death, right? This is life or death.
Yeah,
that's why God gives certain people platforms because like He trusts your family truly to spotlight these people. I mean, with that, and then Air, I know you have Project Empower. I would love for you to talk about what you're doing, which I think is so beautiful because it aligns with this empowerment story perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have been wanting to start this for a long time. Me and my best friend Ashley, so she's like a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo, and then I know, right? And I'm I know she is.
Get on her bad side.
Right? And I'm a yoga instructor, so after I kind of got my yoga certification, even while I was like working towards it, I knew I always wanted to kind of give yoga in a way that, we'll start off with yoga's very expensive, right? It's like like a very bougie thing.
Yeah.
Like it's in like very like nice neighborhoods. Like you go in there, one class will be $20 to $30.
Man.
Like, and yet the benefits of yoga benefit everybody. And really there's people who need it even more, right? Who can't access it.
Yes.
Or they don't know how to access it. Maybe they just don't know how to get into it. So that's kind of what this was born out of for me.
Yeah.
And then Ashley kind of came along and she loves teaching too. So we kind of put our heads together. So somehow we got in the realm of who can we teach this to? What's like the avenue we should go? So we started for some reason reaching out to safe houses of like human trafficking.
Wow.
Because we thought women, that's a great place for us to start with just because we can connect with them more. And yeah, we started reaching out to safe houses. We threw it together pretty fast a couple years ago because it all just kind of flowed, right? It was like, this is happening. This is like perfect. And we wanted to kind of give them a way to give them like tools. Like we wanted to give them a toolbox and then like kind of let them do what they need to with that. So we've worked with a lot of safe houses in our area. A lot of, human trafficking victims. We've kind of extended. So now we'll do domestic abuse, and we'll also do foster teens.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been incredible, really. We have a bunch of yoga mats that we give them so that we try to get nicer ones so that you have like that's like their place. Like when they roll out their mat, like that's their time. So we don't want them to give those mats back.
I love that.
We'll usually give them, we just started doing like a journaling segment. So I teach them how to meditate.
Wow.
Cause it's really hard. I remember my mom tried to teach me meditation when I was like little.
Oh my gosh.
And it gets to a point where it's like, okay, now close your eyes and clear your mind. When someone tells you that, everything floods your mind. Like it's impossible.
Yeah.
So with my ladies, I'll start with journaling because it's like journaling itself is meditation, right?
Yep.
Depending on how you're doing it, like that, it's a meditation. So, and it's a concrete way to do it so that your mind isn't just kind of bouncing around.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we start. And it's been wonderful. Even through Miss Michigan, because I started this before I was Miss Michigan, I got to kind of focus on that the whole year and really like push it and spread it. We raised a lot of money. Aidan even at one point they were doing Cleats for a Cause,
or My Cause, My Cleats.
Yeah, and he highlighted Project Empower. So
perfect.
we like made a bunch of money that we were able to like distribute money also to the safe houses. We use it to replenish our resources, get more mats, get better mats, blocks, all the things that you need. And right now it's just me and Ashley. We kind of just are a double teamer, but we have a lot of ideas and all the plans. We got some merch coming too.
Period.
Yes, because it's fun and
it's
cute.
so funny because both of our boyfriends, I've been dating my boyfriend for almost 9 years. You've been dating Cam for how long?
3.
Okay. So my boyfriend does all of the House of Hutch, like graphic design and illustration.
Oh, nice.
And he was helping Aria with her Project Empower merch as well.
He designed
and
it.
It's so
and then
cool.
And then
Cam,
my boyfriend now is like,
He's the
like
e-commerce manager for the House of Hutch like merch side of things.
Oh my god!
And he was helping her with it. So it's
he's like getting them made.
No, they can never leave. So they're stuck with us now.
Period. Unhinged.
So it is a family affair.
Wow.
It's truly
No,
a
it
family
really
affair.
is. So all of us
Everything.
are involved in some way. But it's so fun that way because honestly, like I said, I feel like I've said this before, but we're such a circle of trust, and like nothing like will break that.
Wow.
And you know that no matter what happens in life, you can always come back home to like that couch or like that. We have our kitchen counter that actually one of my friends in high school used to call it kitchen talks because they would come in the front door and we'd never leave the kitchen because we'd be standing around the counter talking for
someone
3
sitting
hours.
on the counter,
gosh.
like everyone's
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was just I feel like that's how like this all got started. Just like harboring like just that, I don't know, just talking sessions and just
my goodness,
breaking things down. Never letting I mean, we know like a lot, we pretty much know everything about each other's lives. Like there are no secrets.
So don't try to keep one.
Don't try to keep
It's hard though, because we also like tell on ourselves. Like we were never kids who like really kept secrets. It was like we'd walk in the house and our mom would just look at us and we'd be like, "Okay, I did it. I'm sorry, it was me."
Like that's like so Midwestern
that's
core.
so
like
true.
just the nice kids. Like
It was so
I
true.
didn't take the meat out the freezer. Like now what?
Or like we would keep a secret and it would eat us alive, and then like a couple months later, it'd be like, "I'm sorry,
I did it.
I should have told you."
Guilty conscience running rampant. That is so. Do you feel like y'all get sick of each other? Like, are you at the age where you're just like, okay, I need some space? Because I feel like y'all travel a lot together. You just did a sibling vacation in Mexico.
Yes.
Like,
I still feel like we don't see, like we see each other all the time.
You're in a bubble of studying all the
I'm in a
time.
bubble.
yeah, you're
I
fighting for your
did
life.
in recent times.
Yeah.
My mom is my best friend, like I've said, but I did also recently. I'm 27 now.
Wait, why'd you say it like
Because
that?
I'm an adult. At least I should be.
Off the insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
it's time.
we lived together. Because I like lived at home because I was saving money.
Oh,
My
you're
boyfriend had his
genius.
house, and I would go over there. But like I'm like, I love my house.
Yeah,
I
so I'm
love
gonna
my
be
house.
here.
Okay, so maybe we shouldn't put that in that I lived at home till I was 25,
That's
26,
good.
27,
That's
whatever.
Good. The U.S. is the only country where like we do that. Where you're like, okay,
Like,
you're
we're
18,
out.
you're out.
18,
Yeah,
you
no one
go.
else does that.
No,
You're
that
good.
is true.
Yeah, you're
We're
golden.
Swiss anyway.
You save money.
Yeah, so true. But we work together, we travel together, we hang out together, and we live together. So there are times when you're like, oh, I want
eye
to
twitch. I hope
literally.
you guys caught that. Someone zoom in on it.
No, you're like, I want to strangle you. But
Yeah.
but we should
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about it though. We should air it out, or I'll just go somewhere for a couple hours, then we'll be good. It is true though. Oh, this was maybe a month ago. I got so irritated. I'm actually the one that gets the most irritated out of anyone.
Mia's like the most right-brained and the most like emotional. I'm like the most left-brained
makes sense.
and
I
like
can see that.
I'm like more robotic. We lived together for 1 year actually.
in
How was
college.
that?
It was
Okay, the silence.
I know. No, it was great. I did love it. And to where we actually, like, when we were adults, we're like, should we get an apartment together?
Yeah.
But it was tough because we were both going through a lot of stuff at that point. Like, right? I mean, you were just
and,
like,
and we just hadn't like, you really have to learn, like me and Mia have like, especially like if you're like in an argument or fighting, we have opposite styles of like fighting.
Fair.
Right?
look
So-
at the outfits too.
Yeah,
Literally.
So it's
No, we're
always
yin and
giving.
yang.
It's Wednesday and
Yes.
Enid from
Wednesday and Enid.
Yeah,
Enid,
the
yes.
Addams Family.
I'm crying.
No.
That's literally what you guys are.
We went to Portugal and I literally only packed black and gray.
I'm wearing hot pink like all the time,
All the
like
time.
colorful, and she's like wearing like Doc Martens.
Yeah.
Doc Martens.
Yeah, literally the whole time.
Yeah, so no, but
amazing.
it's funny though because we can like be like we are best friends, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
but we can also like get on each other's last nerve.
But it's taken us a lot of years too to like figure each other out. I will say.
Patterns,
you are not
behaviors.
born understanding your siblings, okay? It takes a long time to like figure each other out. So me
Yeah.
and Mia have like opposite patterns and like we are so similar but also like we have
Yes.
a lot of things that are very opposite too. So and I think like now at the ages we're at, we've
Yeah.
like I feel like we understand each other so
do.
much better, but when we lived together,
Yeah.
we were just coming out of like high school when you
Yeah.
know you don't dive into any of this in high school.
Literally.
So we went from that to living with each other, and that was the first time we realized how different we were and how many things that we maybe didn't know about each other.
Individuals without a mother being over you.
A grown person.
Yes.
So I think that's where we aired out a lot of like, okay, this is an issue, and this is what we might need to work through in the coming years. But now, but we did though, like you know, and it takes some knockdown drag outs, right? To like. Well, yeah, to figure each other out. Because it's like, okay, you do this, I don't like that. And then I respond this way and you don't like that, right? Yeah. And my mom is probably the biggest cultivator of teaching us how to
communicate. Yes. She was actually a psychology major.
Okay, what did this woman do?
No.
Give me her on Do I Know
But
You.
see, it comes down to like, I feel like she does so many things that I don't know. Even still, she knows like exactly who she is, but that's not a bad thing. Because do you really want to know exactly who you are? It's kind of boring.
Wow, that's a good question.
Well, I know. She's just so many things and wears so many hats, and that's so fine. Yeah. But she is the biggest, I mean, truly, like, wants everyone to be together and just love each other and communicate. She was the one who taught us that, just how to communicate. Well,
it took years, but she taught us how to figure each other out and how to, like, oh, if Mia does this, like, this is how you usually respond. This is your pattern. You both need to break that pattern. She would like stop us in the middle of an argument, and she'd be like, "No, we're pausing. What did you do wrong?" And then I would come back and be like, "Oh no, but Mia did this." She'd be like, "No, I didn't ask you what Mia did. I asked you what you did." And it's like, oh shit.
I know. But the crux of it was that you never ever go to bed mad.
Angry.
You can't, because what if something happens to your loved one?
You never know.
Literally, and when you wake up in the morning, you don't know.
That's in the Bible. Don't let the sun go down and you're angry.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh
my mom said that.
Wait,
I know. My
mom too?
I feel like our moms might be kind of similar.
Yeah.
Maybe we should live together.
Yes.
But no, it's
absolutely
true. And I think even like growing up, my brother, I don't know, 12 years ago is definitely not the same as he is now. And the biggest difference is that he had children. And so it's going to be, I'm really excited to watch
You're
y'all.
An auntie?
I'm an auntie to 5.
Wait,
actually,
he has 5?
to 6.
Wait,
Shut
he
up.
has,
my sister
your
has
sister
2.
I want to be an auntie.
My brother, being an auntie is literally so funny, especially very transparently. Being an auntie to like, I feel like all the time on TikTok, people are like, I can't wait to be the rich auntie, but I'm like, what if the baby's richer than you? Like, then what do you do?
Oh my God, wait.
Like, if Aidan has kids, it's kind of like.
Not anytime soon, please.
Can I borrow $5?
No, literally, I'm like, hey, nephew, let me hold the bottega back. Like, you know, it's just kind of like, what do you do now at this point? But I feel like it is one of those things where you do have to know how to communicate and like overcorrect with your siblings, because when they have families, I mean, you're not really you're their family, but you're not the primary people
you
anymore.
don't live together anymore.
Exactly. So it's totally different.
Yeah.
I feel like we have covered a lot of ground. I'm trying to be respectful.
I know. So
I'm like watching the clock, like waiting for Tara to like wrap me up. But I do want to wrap on this note.
Yes.
Y'all are awesome. Like, y'all are.
You're awesome.
No, it's you guys. I freaking adore you both. I feel like there's just so much knowledge and wisdom y'all have. I would love let me back up. Do I Know You is for people that just want to take up more space, own their voice, kind of like what I said at the beginning. I think both of you do such a beautiful job of that. What would be one piece of advice you have for the viewers, the listeners that are maybe struggling to like, I don't know, I feel like people are probably watching y'all and are like, I want to be like them. Like, how do they own who they are in their own path?
Really take the time to invest in yourself and learn who you are, right? Even if because in order.
That's so good. And now I have something.
That's really good.
And now wait, don't take what I was going to say.
She's like, okay,
go ahead.
Wait, hurry. Can I
just go?
But this is good. This is interjecting.
This is sister.
But this is adding.
So sister. Like, I love this right now.
But this is adding to what you're going to say.
Right.
Because it made me think. Another thing that mom said, because I'm full of my mom wisdom.
Because she's that girl.
Yes.
Period.
Wait, what did you just say? Wait, hold on. No, I had it. And then I said something. Hold on. What did you just say?
You got to invest time in yourself to figure out who you are.
Yes.
That's the only way that you can be yourself.
Yes. She said, make yourself more interesting than looking at other people. Like,
oh, she did need to interrupt for that.
She did.
That was a bar.
But she said, put so much of your energy into only bettering yourself and evolving that you don't care what anyone else is doing, because your life is so fulfilling and so much fun that anyone else can do anything to you and it doesn't matter.
And it's not as interesting.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, that's so good.
We did it. That was teamwork. That was that was a sister effect.
That was the sister effect. Oh, they're so cute. I love this, and I'm calling myself Jordan Davis Hutchinson now because
I'm literally adopting Tamika too, so you can.
Yeah, period. Tamika and I can split. We're like each one half brain cell anyway, so like together we'll be one. Yeah, I would love to be your sister. I'm already claiming it. I told you.
Okay,
I mean, literally,
this is the official adoption.
You saw it here first on camera. I mean, literally, I'm always in Michigan. Like all my family's there, so I'm gonna hit you guys up. But
please,
okay, I know.
Come over and we can have kitchen talks.
Done. They're like watching, like, we literally, you guys could do this off camera. I want to say, though, I really do want to give y'all your flowers. Like, thank you for not just having the platform, but, like, using it to better the world. I really think we're all so responsible for bettering the corners of the world that our lives are in. And I think y'all are the perfect example of that. Shout out to your parents. I know that comes from them. But
Mom
like,
and Dad.
Yeah, shout out to Mom and Dad, because I think all of you are just doing such a great job. My mom is like so service oriented.
Oh, that's
And when
amazing.
I told her, she was like, who's the guest this week? I was like, oh my gosh, the Hutchinson sister. She's like, oh my gosh, I feel like she is a football girly. And she's like, I can just tell from their family, the little seconds I've seen, that they're grounded. And I think it just exudes in everything you do. So thank you both. I think what kind of doctor are you going to be?
ER, probably.
Great. Okay, I don't want to end up there, dang. Well, if I am there, I'm purposely requesting you and Mia.
Yeah, please don't show up in my ER. Like,
oh, my dad says it all the time. Like, I don't want to
see you there. No. Well, it was like family medicine. I was gonna say I'm gonna bring my family to you, but hopefully we'll never see you in that context.
Yes,
no.
Okay. But then also, like, I don't ever want a picture taken of me that's not done by you, because you guys are those girls. What can we look forward to coming up? Do y'all have? I saw you just dropped like a Rocket Mortgage commercial.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes, that was actually the Dreammates commercial, and it was so amazing.
It was so well done.
Yes, I know.
The picture? Well, insert a pic.
They were so good. Insert pic. They were so amazing, though.
Literally.
Pic.
Sorry, Tara.
We have a lot of pics.
Yeah, my bad, girl.
Should we be writing this down?
Yeah, maybe. Sorry, shout out Tara for editing. But seriously, what else can we look out for?
Okay, wait. What are we doing?
I don't.
There's
We
so
are.
much.
I'm
the draft is
out of the
wrapping up.
loop at all times. I never know what's going on, so never ask me that question.
Okay, period.
Many more heroes this coming football season. Hopefully, a Lions Super Bowl run.
Yes!
2025, New Orleans.
Oh.
Yes, that's what those boys are working for.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we're working for behind the scenes.
because
the real MVP of these teams.
You know, when I tell you, actually, I need to like at some point send you footage of us during games, or you're gonna come to a game, so you're gonna see.
Great, I'll take footage.
I don't even know if we meditate during the games.
Actually,
No,
really
but we,
convulsing.
you know what we're doing?
We're meditating so hard.
We're sending so much energy down there, and like elevating their frequency. We're like, run the ball, push them. Yes.
Wow, the imagery.
Oh, I know. I just pictured General Palpatine like going like I know what you thought in your head. You're like, oh, I didn't know we were gonna be that unhinged.
Oh yes, this is the space.
Oh,
and so
no.
I'd be curious to check in like 8 years. I feel like I was like that when my brother first started, and now I'm like literally as he's playing, I'm like on my phone. Also, I get so nervous watching my brother because I feel like something's gonna pop off or like you know, an injury or something. It's just so scary. So sometimes I just can't even watch.
I know.
honestly.
And there was a couple times we left games last season where like I think that took years off our lives.
No.
Oh,
Graze.
years.
Graze.
Premature
Graze.
Wrinkles. All of it.
You see it leaving, and you're like, shit.
Oh my gosh.
Literally, it's so true. But I mean, we're still gonna do it either way. That's
still gonna
the
do it.
life of the sibling.
But what are we?
We're
what
locked
are we gonna
in.
do?
We don't have a choice.
But what are we looking forward to, you and I?
I feel like okay.
Well, I just started my M2 year, so
Congrats! Let's go.
I have an exam next week.
Oh my. Oh, and you're here?
These last like 2 weeks since I had like a month break, and then I restarted my M2 year.
Oh, yeah.
I've had so many non-school things going on that like I've barely studied.
Well, the draft is in Detroit this year too.
That's why
crazy.
I ended it with this because I was like, might as well.
Yeah.
I already haven't studied in 2 weeks. Might as well just cap it off.
Yes.
I appreciate you still
My
doing
counselor's gonna see this. He's gonna send me an email after this. Like,
Oh, so
all
this
right.
is what you were doing this weekend.
Well, this will come out after your exam. So what we'll do is when you get your A,
That's
we'll
perfect.
like insert a pic.
No, not another pic.
pick of the grade, and so your counselor can literally back off. It's fine.
That's perfect.
They can do it all.
Oh my God.
Okay, and what about you?
Okay, so I want. Hold on.
We've lost
I'm
it.
just
We've lost it at
existing.
this point.
I want to let my Grammy know that I'm practicing my singing lessons every single day, and hopefully I'm going to do the National Anthem at one of the Lions games next year again. I'm inviting everyone I know.
Great. I'm literally there.
And
I'm going to get on the train. Tara is coming. Editor's coming. The whole squad is on the way. Period. And the Taylors. Great.
The Tays have to be there. Boy, take,
I'm
girl,
screaming. I literally can't wait. This is going to be amazing. I feel like this is a friendship for life. Shout out to Mika again for introducing us.
Thank you, Mika.
Thank you both seriously so much for coming on. I feel like our audience is going to get so much from it. You both are stars. And if you need anything, reach out, because I'm going to blow up your phone. And once every 3 months, we'll get a response from Air. But I know Mia will respond.
Yes.
I'm the responsible one, the eldest.
Literally. But thank you both
Oh my God,
seriously
thank you so much for having us. We love you.
We love
Sister,
you.
sister.
Whoa.
Never knew how much I missed you.
I was going to do We Stand Together. We make Cheetah Girls.
Oh, she's singing like the
I'm singing
Tia
Tia
Tamara.
I know you were singing Tia Tamara.
Because that's
I was singing Cheetah Girls.
But that's okay.
I was
All
playing
icons.
the tambourine. She was playing the tambourine.
Icons. Great.
And that's a wrap, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. Cheers to you. You are more than enough as you are. Take up space. Own your voice. We'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye.
I was like, what's the Master Oogway quote? And why have I referenced him twice?
Twice.